Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're here, back again with another video. Today I want to talk about three key things to getting better as a player and as a team in competitive Call of Duty. If you're a good player, you probably might not find this as useful, but I think you can learn things from anyone. I've had players who are from another game can tell me something that I'm doing wrong and I can learn from. So hopefully people can take some good things from this video. I might go into a bit of a weird explaining phase because I got like what they call hope explaining. But you guys should get the point because the thing is these three things correlate to each other. So I want to talk about like communication, awareness, and teamwork. Those are the three things I want to try and cover today. I think they kind of come hand in hand, but we'll go with awareness, right? It's kind of awareness and communication, but say you got a setup here on P3 here, so you got a guy in the hill. Might have like say somebody's playing the back here. You might have a guy pushed up into mid, and maybe you got another guy pushing front there, right? And say that like for instance somebody dies front, yeah, and your teammate kills one of them, they kill one of you. But let's say one of the other guy from the other team is flanking around the back and he gets up behind you. Generally, your teammate would spawn right here around you, or he'd spawn close enough on this back anchor because you're anchoring the spawn. Sorry, in the burp. But because the other team is blocking the spawn, right, that guy on your team is going to flip out the other side of the map. So you might not know that the guys to your left, like looking at this right now, like set there's a setup. Ideally, you don't think anybody's coming to your left, right. You got no idea. Like let's say that I don't know somebody's done a long flank, or I don't know. It happens sometimes. People just get through, yeah. And say that your teammate spawns out. That's the awareness that you should look at your mini map and see that he spawned out. But he obviously should communicate it. But if you're playing like ranked play or something, it helps. But he'll be able to say straight away, like I'm spawning out. There's definitely somebody flanking. So you know straight away that somebody's flanking your spawn. Because I've blocked the anchor. So that comes with the awareness. Because you always want to be aware of your mini map, what's going on around the map. Like what your teammate has, what he doesn't have. Like if you know that they've got front and you know that they've got there, and there's nothing pushing those angles, you should obviously know on your mini map that they're coming through back or whatever. So you always want to be aware of your mini map. But with your communication, your team should be calling that anyway. They should be saying, yeah, they're coming from here. Watch here. You know what I mean? So that's just an example. And same with this hill on here on P4. Like say like you're spawning on this side here and they're spawning glass, right? And say that you're making the kills and you got the hill control, and let's say that somebody flanks around, like say I know somebody's going through P1 towards here and they're flanking you guys. If your teammate dies and he doesn't spawn in this area yet again, you should be aware of the minimap and he should communicate it to you that they're going to spawn there. So it's a pretty underrated thing in my opinion. It's what I do a lot now because I'm anchoring is I look at my mini-map and I see when my teammates are spawning, and that tells me a lot. Like if they're spawning in the anchor position where not obviously where I am, but like, if I'm in the spot like around here, if they're spawning with me, I know that people aren't flanking, obviously. Unless they're doing a long flank or some weird shit like that, but you kind of get the point. Another thing I want to talk about is like with teamwork. So like you always want to be valuing teamwork because when you're playing the game, like kills aren't everything. Obviously kills do help, like the more kills you get probably beneficial, but teamwork's always going to prevail over a team that just tries to make kills, like especially at the top of the scene. Like that's the difference between APAC, COD and the rest of the world. It's like our teamwork ain't there. We've had at times where our players can hang with the other top players around the world, but it's just mainly the teamwork that separates us. Like helping each other out, like you always want to do it. Like I've had games, like I don't know if people remember, like back at Crown, in Black Ops 3, like we got outslayed to the shit by Orbit, and we made a comeback and we won because we had good teamwork, and that's something that us and Chiefs and even now, as my team, we kind of have going. Like we got pretty good teamwork. As people said in the 2K yesterday, like we honestly haven't played in about 3 to 4 weeks of the scrim, but our general teamwork as a team and our fundamentals are quite good, which is why we can still do pretty good without having the practice. But our communication was off, so I think if our communication was on, then it would have been a lot better. Obviously communication and teamwork go hand in hand, so like we've been going over it with our team, like instead of trying to go over the maps and try to improve on little angles, like we can play this hill better like this or whatever, we basically said if we improve our teamwork and our small talk, like obviously when I speak communication, I forgot to mention this, when I'm saying communication I mean small talk. You want to be saying to your team, do this, do that. Like if somebody's flanking, like they want to say, hey guys, I'm gonna flank you guys, just stay alive, wait for me to flank, wait for me to make kills. Like you always want to be telling each other what you're doing. That way in your mind you can tell what your teammates are doing at all times. Like especially with grenades in this game, like say that, let's say like you're pushing this hill here and there's somebody behind green there, you want to say to your teammate, yeah, it's double nade now, and you want to double nade it, or like contest now, like baiting and switching. Like you just always want to communicate as in small talk what you've got, if you've got the cut field here, let's say that like hill's back on first hard point, yeah. You want to say to your team, hey, I've got your field, I've got your front jump and your mid. You don't have to watch any of that. Focus the other angles. That means your teammates only have to really watch the top push from City Hall, front door of hill, and then the flank around there. So that's all the angles that they have to watch. Sorry, not City Hall, radio side, sorry. So they've got all this cut here, and you want to make sure you tell your team and they're aware of that, because your communication. And just small talk in general, like saying what you want to do. Like if you're pushing a hill, say who you want to try and kill first. Like, oh, let's work the anchor, or like say to your teammate, hey, come with me, let's work this guy. And even if you're playing ranks play and you can't talk to them, try to like use the teamwork. Like if you see a teammate pushing a player, try and go, you know, in a relative close area to him. Like don't run shoulder to shoulder, because you'll probably get two-piece. But you know, if you're running with him and say that he starts shooting a guy and you shoot that guy as well, you know, you kill him, you push the areas together and you work that spawn. You know, like, you know, it's just things like that. Like, now hopefully I'm making sense and not overdoing it, because I do a bit of hope explaining, just kind of overdo things. But those are just things that I think are really important in COD. You know, if you don't have these things, like, it's really hard to succeed. You know, just for the awareness thing, like I said, like, you just always want to look at your mini-map and be aware of what's going on, because you can always tell with spawns. Like, you know, if your teammate's blocking a spawn in the mini-map, you know they're not going to be spawning there once you make the kill, so that's all goods. You know, you don't have to worry about that spawn if they've already killed them off. And that's where you want to look at it. Like, you know, if you're pushing both sides of this hill here and they spawn out, you generally want to look here. Like, say, for instance, right, so first hard point, you know, a lot of players do it. They flank around to here to get to this position here. And when their teammates are making the kills, they've got the guys around the hill there. Because you're here, you're not blocking the spawn. Like, you're blocking the spawn on this side of the map, but they'll still spawn around City Hall there. So what you want to do is, like, you know, just aim up this angle here. When they push out, you start to make the kills and you stay alive. And then generally you'll have a teammate top, and you guys should be working together, like calling out, like, you might play this angle here. So you've got the close cover, he's got the wide cover out here. And if anybody pushes you, you can kill them. If they go towards courtyard, you can tag them or kill them, and you contain them in there. And then even the guy that's bottom of the hill, he can aim up the doorway here as well. So they're just things that you want to do, like I said, like communication and awareness, like setting up your play around your teammates' play and like what's bad for the other team. Yeah, hopefully I haven't overdone it. Yeah, I didn't really honestly think this video through too hard. I just thought I'd just come in and just speak some crap. So hopefully you guys found it, you know, relatively good. Let me know what I can improve on. Obviously I do some pretty bad explaining sometimes. Like I said, hope explaining again. Remember guys, communication, awareness, and teamwork, because teamwork makes the dream work, yeah? So, hopefully this helped out. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking this video, it really helps me out. And also sharing it with your friends if you think that they could use this, this knowledge, so to speak. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. See you later.